Hi there, I'm Father George Salzman of the Harvard Catholic Center. We're here right on Mass Ave, and we're right opposite Levitt and Pierce. Here we have a statement about one of the first rectors in the area, Reverend Thomas Shepard, who was pastor of Jewish in Cambridge right after the Reverend Hooker left. And Cotton Mather is quoted here, points out an interesting factoid that it's because of him that Harvard chose the university, the college they began to be in Newtown. Later it's named Harvard after John Harvard gave money. But the reason the college was located here was because the rector seemed really quite sharp as a leader. So the quote is here: with respect to the vigilancy and enlightening and powerful ministry, Mr. Shepard, when the foundation of the college was to be laid, Cambridge rather than any other place was pitched to be the seat of that happy seminary. So Cotton Mather. Now, that matter of leadership, and of course it's very apt, having a good shepherd by the name of Shepherd doesn't come better than that. But there's one better still. We had the example of it in the liveliest way. One of the greatest lines from the Bible. It's the 10th chapter of John, which was our reading for the fourth Sunday of Easter, this past Sunday, and that was about the Good Shepherd. And it was Christ as the Good Shepherd. Now, I remember my advisor in grad school was a Jewish fellow, and he used to say, isn't it stupid of Catholics to look upon themselves as sheep? And there's a great line of Cardinal Newman which points out that yes, however, it'd be better for us to know it if we're easily led. And all kinds of instances, everybody's been telling me all year long, are examples of people being led by sheep and not choosing which shepherd they'll have. Again, not choosing which shepherd they'll have, not noticing, again, whether the shepherd has their interests at heart or the shepherd's own interest, which is sort of the crucial point. I wonder if I could offer an example. The tobacco companies, once discovery was made in the legal cases involving cancer, death, and so on, and the fact was, cancer sticks as they came to be called. The companies knew for a long while that it was carcinogenic, tobacco, smoke, 3,4-benz, pyrene, all this stuff, but worked at hiding it mightily, at that. And then when people were trying to quit in different ways, for instance, PR began in this country by Mr. Freud's son-in-law, Edward Bernays, B-R-N-A-Y-S, not like the sauce. And Edward Bernays actually had a PR coup that's quite famous in the history of advertising, where men had adopted smoking, but women had not. And so he worked to try to get women on cigarettes and to help the tobacco companies, and for whom he worked. He was hired by them. And so he actually had a celebration, a march down Fifth Avenue, and women smoking, walking down Fifth Avenue in New York on an early spring day, and he called them Liberty Sticks. At his Liberty Sticks, women were being set free by being able to smoke cigarettes. Now, if you have men adopt cigarettes, and then the curve for death by cancer coming up, you tell me 2 to 3 decades later, you have the same thing for women. So women adopted later, but then the curve of death due to lung cancer, specifically due to cigarette smoke, was later on. I used to know people who would work for, quote, the Cigarette Institute, Tobacco Institute, and they would say, oh, there's no problem with cigarettes, but it's been proved irregular, and so clearly, and of course it's been proven to affect the other people in the house, which is so sad and so tragic. So the matter of whether the people selling cigarettes were looking after the welfare of their clients, their customers, the people to whom they were selling the cigarettes, or whether they were looking after their own welfare, their own profiteering, it bears reflecting on as an example of much else, many other examples of shepherding. It's also notorious, the fact that people finding it so tough to quit, and then when there was discovery, finding all kinds of extra work being done to put chemicals into cigarettes to make them harder to break away from. So again, the shepherding, are we working to help other people or ourselves? We are the disciples of the good Lord. And the Lord's the good shepherd. He offers his life for his sheep, the ones who are there for money, for pay, run away when the wolf comes, and the sheep are slaughtered. But he, by contrast, works for us, helps us, lifts us up, and saves us even at the cost of his own life. How important for us to look for the benefit of others too. May God bless you. A blessed spring.